I'm Alisa.
And I'm Samantha.
And welcome to Watch for Deer. Hi, 2 weeks in a row. We're killing it.
What is happening here? Hold on, I got to fix my microphone. It is all messed up. What about that? Is that better? Can you hear me, Lise?
Yeah, sounds good.
How's it going?
It is going fabulous.
Is it?
Fabulous.
I am wore the hell out.
Being a teacher's so fun.
This week, and it's just Monday. It is just Monday. I should have said the heck out. I started off with a 4-letter, but
That's okay. Tell us how you really feel.
if you have you know how excited children are for Christmas? Okay.
Absolutely.
And there's hundreds of them everywhere when I go to work, and they're so excited and they're bouncing off the walls.
God, they're probably on little baby sugar highs
Yeah,
too.
and I mean, we still have stuff to do.
Right.
You know, there's still learning to be done. So, you know, when you try to do the math and you try to do the reading, you try to do the writing, and all of a sudden I'm the devil. Because we are not just drinking hot chocolate, eating popcorn.
And watching Christmas movies.
Yeah, and watching Christmas movies. And we can't do that.
What the hell?
You just can't. I know. Like,
what kind of teacher are you?
I mean, I think I pride myself on being a really good teacher. So,
gosh.
I know. And I told them that I said, you'll thank me later. You'll thank me next year when you get into 6th grade and you know what's going on. And you're not like, that woman didn't teach me that.
You're not behind.
Yeah, you're not behind. Santa Claus will come. We're going on a field trip this week. We're going to the movies and we're going out to eat.
See, it's a good time. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Tell 'em to behave.
And then Friday, you know, I'm taking a hot plate in, making them pancakes. Friday's a short day for us. So my gift to them, I'm going to cook breakfast in the room.
Look at that. You are an amazing teacher.
And stuff but there's business to be done. There's business to be done. So,
well, maybe you need to just tell them, be like, listen, I know. Sorry if you heard that. Oops, it was just an update computer. You need to tell them, be like, look, I get it. Been there, done that. If y'all want me to cook you breakfast, y'all better step in line.
I have said that, Alisa, numerous times.
And they just really don't care. I get
Doesn't
it.
matter.
She's like, they just don't give a.
They don't care.
They don't
But
care.
think about how exciting this time of year
It
is.
is.
It's
And
such an
usually
exciting time.
this is probably one of the least Christmassy, how do you say it? Christmassy that I've felt in years.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the work is hard. Like, I've really been busting butt for 3 straight years, licensing and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm mentally and physically burnt out.
Yeah.
So I tried to convince my kids to let me get some dry erase markers, draw them a Christmas tree on our picture window,
Alisa.
and let them just decorate it with the dry erase markers.
No.
And that was not it wasn't flying.
And
they were like, Mom.
And I know we're not the only ones. Everybody is, you know.
Yeah.
And two, this is a new Christmas for us. This is a new, you know, our oldest son, he's moving to Maryland, so he won't be here Christmas morning. This is the first year, the very first year ever that we won't all be together Christmas morning. And it's
like, that's hard.
It's
like, I
hard.
can't imagine.
I'm excited for him.
Right. He's starting his new life.
He's doing.
He's a good kid.
Oh, he's the best.
I shouldn't say kid. I apologize. To me, he'll always be a kid. He's a good young man.
He's the best.
He's a great young man.
And he's a teacher. Followed in, I say mama's footsteps, but if you all don't know, I'm a stepmom. But I've been around since he was a baby. So, but following in mama's footsteps, he's a teacher. And then my middle one's a registered nurse.
Yep. And
then my youngest daughter, she's 20. She's not decided yet what she wants to be.
She's all over the place.
She's all over the place.
But
like
that's okay.
Most 20-year-olds are, and that's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. I was all over the place.
Oh, I was all over the place at 20 years old.
Oh, my God. I wanted to be, so fun fact, I wanted to go to the Air Force, and I wanted to fly planes.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be,
I could
that's
not
what I wanted
imagine
to do.
them letting you behind even.
Oh, my God, it'd be amazing.
Imagine you driving a forklift. So the thought,
there's no speed limit in the sky, Samantha.
Of you commanding a fighter jet is just
awesome.
beyond my realm of possibility. Like, my brain won't even go there. I don't even know the words to say. Like, no.
That's funny. I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to go into the Air Force. I wanted to fly. And then I went from that because, you know, I'm a girl. Not saying that girls can't do it. I'm just not really into working out.
Well, and I don't think it's not that girls can't do it. Some girls
Absolutely.
are awesome.
My boss,
Yeah.
his daughter, she's a load master.
I don't know what that means.
She like drops supplies and like loads the like she flies. But I just the physical part of it I probably could have never passed. So
yeah, I mean,
there you go.
I don't know. You might have been able to 20 some years ago. You might have been able to.
Yeah.
But I think some women just want to stay kind of home, have their careers, but something to where, have a big family and stuff. Not to say that, people, not all women want that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that we, when it comes down to it, we're like, when you make a decision, you're like, I think that this is what I want more.
Well, thankfully, we live in a time to where we can do whatever the hell we want.
We can.
I wanted to be a mortician, and Clint and I were
dating.
I
remember.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
He was like, absolutely, 100% no. He's like, I'm not coming home and kissing my wife, knowing she has been with dead bodies all day.
Yeah,
I remember that. He was so freaked out by that when I told him.
I'm freaked out by it still.
But I did. Job security, man. Like,
unless you're crappy at it.
No, I don't. Could you be a crappy mortician?
I think so.
I just feel like,
God, I don't even want to talk about this anymore. That's just horrific.
Okay. So we didn't do much banter last episode. We just kind of dove right in.
Well, I have some stuff that people have sent me that's local. But one of them is almost a story in itself, and they've actually written it out for me. So it was sent to me. So I'm just going to read it kind of, is it verbatim? Verbatim. I'm just going to read it verbatim, what they sent to me. So I have to hold my phone up next to the microphone. I'm hoping we don't get any feedback from it.
If we do, it's okay.
But if you're local, and I actually sent a message asking Travis. He listens all the time.
Okay, I think, is it the one that is he a teacher?
He's not a teacher, but he does work in the system.
In the educational system.
In the education system.
I think it's the one that suggested the H.H. Holmes book.
Okay. So he sent me a local story.
Okay, cool.
It actually, his son lives in this place now, but there's some stories back from the 1990s where a fraternity supposedly is haunted. So this is a story. I'm not going to say the gentleman's last name, but his name is Brian, and he wrote it, I think, on Facebook. I want to say he wrote it on Facebook, and Travis sent it to me.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm going to pull that up, and I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
And then we're going to post a picture of the house, because if you are from around here, I guarantee
you'll know what it is.
You know what house this is because you pass it all the time.
That's awesome.
Okay. So first of all, Travis got this message from his son. I believe it is his son. His name's Braden, and he says, we 100% have a ghost in the castle. So that's what they call the house, the castle.
Okay.
When I show you a picture of it, you're going to know why they call it that.
Okay.
And Travis has sent me these screenshots, and somebody on there named Kristen, probably a family member, it looks like it's probably maybe a group family message. Is it a nice ghost? And Braden says, everyone will be asleep, and I just hear thuds at 5 or 6 a.m. When I get my baseball bat and check the rooms and go downstairs, everyone is asleep. Happens multiple times. There's a huge Facebook post about how it was haunted from the 90s. Griffin showed me because he said the same thing. And then she, just funny little banter back and forth.
Yeah.
She said, could you ask the ghost to wait till at least 8 before he or she wakes you up?
She is me. That's something I would do. I'd be like, can you not?
And here's the house. I think it's on 6th Avenue. It's either on 5th or 6th.
That is on 5th Avenue. It's right across from Marshall.
And here is the story from a gentleman named Brian. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm excited.
It's kind of long, but it's a doozy. And if you believe in this stuff, all right, and then I'll post a picture and you can drive up and down it and see if you can see stuff in the windows. All righty. Are you right? Are you ready and right?
Ready, right. Let's go. Let's get right.
Halloween and haunted houses. These two things go hand in hand. Every Halloween I think about my ghost story. So I guess this was written back in October.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
Brings
so
out
it's
all
December
the
now,
stuff.
but we are a spooky podcast 24/7.
We love the haunting, so it doesn't matter.
In the mid-90s, I lived in an old house near Marshall's campus known as The Castle, an old Victorian-type house on 6th Avenue beside the Delta Zeta sorority. The house was probably built in the late 1800s or in the early days of the 20th century. When I lived there, it was divided into 2 separate apartments. Myself and 3 roommates lived in the 2-story side by side, and 2 people we knew lived in the other half. The other side of the house was converted into a small 2-bedroom dwelling. The back part of the house had a big parking lot. One thing that stood out was that most of the windows in the house were frosted over, and you could not see in or out, with the exception of the main living room windows and the ones in the upstairs bedroom and bathroom.
Okay.
It was your typical college abode. Loud music, raging keggers, unsupervised young adults getting their first taste of freedom.
That sounds amazing. Sounds like a good time to me.
My roommates, along with our 2 neighbors, were all in the same fraternity. I believe it was on Wednesday when they would have their meetings, leaving me at the house by myself. I don't remember how long we had been living there when I had my first encounter. I was downstairs in the living room reading when I heard a noise upstairs. I put my book down and walked up the stairs to the landing. From around the corner, I heard someone walk from my room. I heard someone walk from my room. The first as you come upstairs. Okay, his room was the first when you came upstairs.
Okay, gotcha. Following.
Down the hallway and enter the room at the end of the hall. So he heard somebody come from his room, walk down the stairs, down the hallway, and enter his room from the end of the hall. It's an old house, I told myself, and I turned to walk down the stairs. Before I could start down the steps, I heard someone run down the hallway and enter my room. There's no mistaking that. I promptly left and made sure to come back when I wasn't the only one there. Now, pause it. If this is true, if this dude is telling the truth, because, I mean, if he went to college in the 90s, he's probably our age now. This guy's our age now. If he went to college in the 90s, he's our age now, or maybe a few years
he's
older.
older than me.
He's older.
Because I didn't graduate till 2002.
Actually, yeah, what am I talking about?
I
didn't graduate till 99. He's older than us.
He's older than us, yeah.
So, but if this is true, you think about you've got a young man in college, right?
Yep.
And something happened that scared him so bad, he left. He's like, peace. Until other people were there, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyways.
That's fine.
Over the next several months, I would hear things like that. Someone walking around the upstairs, things that sounded like something heavy had fell, etc. One evening, while everyone was gone, I was in my roommate's room rewinding a videotape.
Gosh.
Yeah. His VCR was the only one that would rewind tapes for some reason.
Time out. If you don't know what rewinding a VHS is, stop listening to this podcast because you're too dang young.
Right now.
You are too young. Turn it off.
Quit. Anyways, while waiting for the tape to rewind, I felt a presence in the room. I could feel someone standing right behind me. I turned around and no one was there. With all of the hair on my body standing on end, I just wanted out of that room. When the tape finished rewinding, I ejected it. And while I was standing there, I felt someone blow a breath on the back of my neck.
Negative.
I was out of there so fast my feet didn't even touch the ground. Buddy, I've been there before. Listen, I have been into some situations I'm like, I am out of here.
Peace.
I am out of here. Over the next several days, I tried to rationalize what I heard and felt. It's an old house. A sudden draft from an open window, the air conditioning. I tried, but I could not come up with anything that I believed. As the year went on, I came to accept the noises and things I heard, and it became routine. It was normal to hear someone running down the hall. No,
it's not normal. Sorry.
No, it is not. It is not normal. Okay, I'm going to go back up there because I have a little cold chills. Okay. Okay. It was normal to hear someone running down the hall when I was the only person in the house. Mm-hmm. It became part of my everyday routine to feel someone in the same room as I was when I was alone. So finally, the spring semester ended, and we all went our separate ways for the summer. Occasionally, I would come spend weekends at the castle, and things were pretty normal. One weekend, some friends from back home, and I had never been to the castle. Or one weekend, we went to the castle, and he had taken some friends that had never been there because they were home for the weekend.
Gotcha.
When they arrived, I gave them the grand tour. As we were cracking open our first beverages, one of my friends said, Where's the girl at? The roommates and I were the only ones at the house. There's no girls. I asked him what he was talking about.
Oh, God.
I've got the cold chills up my spinal cord. Really, like I do. Like I have cold chills running down my legs right now. He said as they were walking towards the back of the door, he noticed a young girl with hair and pigtails staring out the window you could see out of the upstairs bathroom. She was waving at us, he said. A little creeped out at what he had just said, I tried to dismiss it. As the night went on and more beverages were consumed, it began to weigh on my mind. Around 3 a.m., when the only ones left in the house were us roommates, I realized this would be the last night we would spend in the house as our lease was up at the end of the month. Guys, I've got to get this off my chest, I said. I proceeded to tell my 3 roommates everything that I had heard and experienced, concluding with what my out-of-town friends said to me earlier that day. When I was finished, I fully expected to be laughed at. What I saw were 3 people staring at me and nodding their heads in agreement. My one roommate relayed a story about getting up in the middle of the night and walking through the kitchen to the downstairs bathroom. In the corner were 3 small children dressed in old-fashioned clothes and holding hands. There 1 minute, gone the next.
Why are kids so dang spooky in ghost stories? Why do they bother me so bad?
Another roommate told about waking up one night and seeing a shadowy figure in his room. The other told of hearing things and seeing shadows. Another roommate told about waking up one night and seeing a shadowy figure in his room. The other told of hearing things and seeing shadows and being cold despite the fact that the heat was on. I don't think I slept that night. I was jumping at every creak and sound in that house. Later that week, I moved all of my stuff out, swearing I would never set foot in there again. As the fall semester began, I found myself at a party at my old house. I didn't see or hear anything. Is that place haunted? I'm not sure. But I would love to hear from others who lived there and see if they had the same experiences. As you can see by the picture, there is now an upstairs apartment. We couldn't access that area before. The room on the top, level, on the top level The room on the top level on the right was my room.
Okay.
And there's the picture of it. And I can see why they call it the castle.
Oh, yeah.
So I asked Travis if we could post a picture of the house.
Yeah.
I'm sure he will say that we can.
Yeah.
So we'll post a picture of the house.
So now I'm kind of curious
was from Brian
about the history.
Yeah. So his son Braden had messaged him because what's happening is that his son is living there now.
Oh.
His son's living there now, and he messaged him. He was like, this house, 100%, hey, it's haunted. You know, I'm hearing stuff. I'm waking up with a baseball bat. Something's going on. This house is haunted. And then they found that on Facebook from a gentleman named Brian who went to college in the 90s.
Nice.
And he posted a picture of the house, and Brian is saying, hey, some of this house wasn't there when I lived in it, but that house looks like that now. But, yeah, it was haunted back in the 90s. And they're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
This is exactly what's happening.
Now I really kind of want to maybe see if we can't dive into the history of the house.
I mean, can we dive in the history of the house?
I know, maybe.
And could we find out who leased it, who owns it? Can
That's what
we
I'm saying,
look,
see if there was any tragedies that happened?
Well, I mean, we can get on public record and see who
That's
owns
what I'm
it,
saying.
who owned it back then.
Yeah.
You know, get on. I mean, we could totally do a deep dive just into this house.
What we need to do is I need more information
And
on
maybe
this home.
like this summer, like do students live in the houses during the summer? Like, could we do a tour? Like if it's empty, right? Because they all vacate and go
that's
home,
true.
right?
Yeah, we could spend a night and
The
do
hell
a podcast.
No, we will not. No, we will not. That's where you're wrong.
Why?
I tell you, when I walk in that house, it'll be a sunny day.
A sunny day.
It'll be sunny day because I ain't going in the night.
Yes, that's when all, especially about 3 a.m.
No, ma'am, I ain't going.
That's a good story.
No, but I tell you what, maybe. You know, some of the people that live there now that have heard stuff, so maybe we can make some contacts. I could ask Travis. Maybe they want to call.
That would be super fun.
Do a call in.
Well, like we said, you know, we would love to start, and we have a couple stories that I've saved. I don't have enough to make a full episode, but I still have them. We have a couple stories. We wanted to start like mini episode, like spinoff, you know, called Dear Tales, TALES, because you know I'm the queen of corny, but.
Dear Tales.
No, listen, I got to tell you this. My dad was talking about, oh shoot, what was he talking about? It was really funny. He was talking about his cat. You know, he's got a male cat. He's outside. They live in the country. This is so funny. I thought it was so funny anyways. But he was talking about this cat. It was peeing everywhere. It pees on everything. And I said, Dad, you really probably should go get it neutered. He was like, I ain't getting it neutered. I'm not paying $75 for the cat to come home and be coyote bait. And I was like, huh.
Coyotes like cats if they're neutered? What?
No, just like they lose a lot of cats to coyotes. So he was just saying he's not paying that to get its, you know, to get neutered to have to come home and get ate. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not, I get, yeah.
Yeah. So I said, huh, those are mountain oysters.
Oh my God. Alisa.
Listen,
honey.
I killed myself. I'm so funny.
My microphone, like I feel like maybe I'm a little, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you're good.
So anyways, that is a story from Travis and a few people. I appreciate that, Travis, you sending that in. If anybody has any stories, we love
Oh my God, we love to share stories.
Love to share stories. Yeah, that's it. So let me tell you what and all I did.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's play catch up because it's been a minute since we've been. It's the last episode. I just kind of dove right in, so we don't do the banter. And from what I hear, you know, a lot of our listeners enjoy the banter. It's like they're listening to their best friends, which you guys are our best friends. So I do have a story today. It's a local story, but it's really short. So today's going to be a good day to just kind of catch up on that banter.
Yeah. Well, I went and seen Ricky Skaggs last week. His Christmas concert, and it was, if you like bluegrass, it was awesome. If you listen to the podcast, you know that I love bluegrass, but that's not particularly what I want to talk about. Like, I do want to talk about that, but I want to talk about the vibe that was in there.
Okay.
So we're sitting there. Scott and I have pretty good seats. A friend gifted us these tickets.
Nice.
And so we have pretty good seats. We're just like 10 rows back from the stage. It's a very small venue, very, very small venue, very intimate.
Yeah.
Even the worst seats, you're right up there on the stage. Right? Like it's the Joan C. Edwards.
Okay,
Amazing.
yeah. So,
yeah. Totally. And I felt dressed up. I had a pair of really nice jeans on, some really cute boots, a nice white shirt, a blue jacket. Like I felt like I had dressed up for me. You know, we go in there. We'll have something else funny to say about this, but we go in there and they're playing this Christmas music, but it's bluegrass. You still get that bluegrass feel.
Yeah.
And I look around and it's, you know, I'm clapping my hands, not loud. I'm being respectful, but I'm just putting my hands together.
You're feeling the music.
Feeling the music, having the best time. I'm so close to Ricky Skaggs, you know, and I adore him. He sounds like he always has. He looks a lot older. His hair is snow white, but still. And I'm looking around and all of these men in suits, all of these women in, I mean, their outfits, chef kiss to these ladies. They look beautiful. and they're just sitting there watching, not having a good time. Like, I don't feel like they're having a good time.
So it was more like formal?
It was very formal.
Really?
Very formal.
That's weird.
And I was like, oh, so when I go see Ricky Skaggs next time, I need to go see him out in the middle of a field at a festival somewhere so I can kick my shoes off and dance, because there was nobody. I mean, you had men in suits with a skinny pant suit to see Ricky Skaggs bluegrass. Like, what?
That's dumb. Guys, come on.
Like, what? So I'm sitting there, I'm clapping, I'm being respectful. I don't stand up. I don't do anything like that. And even when I clap,
and it's killing you.
You can't even hear me. I am in awe of the entertainer that we have, and I'm looking around, and all of these people are just like sitting there watching. And I'm like, this is not just for your viewing pleasure. This is a friggin' experience.
Enjoy it.
Right. This is an experience. Enjoy yourself. Like, why are we doing this?
Oh, we'd have totally danced barefoot. But we would have been barefoot and dancing. And
But before that, I'm going to tell this story, and it'll be fine because Scott don't listen to the podcast, so he's not ever going to know. We have our tickets, and Amy and Jeff just so happened to have tickets also. We did not know it until that night, so we had dinner before. Then we go to the venue. We're not sitting with them, though.
Right.
We go in. I'm like, oh, I got a potty. I go pee. I come back out. Amy and Jeff stand there. Amy's got her drink. And I'm like, have you all seen Scott? No, we've not seen Scott. And she's like, come on, let's go get some wine. I said, I can't go get wine because I didn't bring my wallet in. Scott has the wallet. She's like, well, come on, Sissy, I'll get you, I'll buy it for you. And I was like, okay, Amy, I'm going to let you do that because that damn thing was $14 a thing. I know. So Amy buys me a wine. We're sitting there. It's been like 5 minutes. I message Scott, and I'm like, where are you at? He sends me a message, and this is what it says, because he went in the bathroom too. Bring some paper towels to the door.
Oh, God.
To the door of the bathroom, and text me when you're here. And I look at Jeff, and I'm like, oh, well, Scott is in there, and he's used the bathroom. He's used the restroom. There's no toilet paper or anything. Right?
Okay.
And I was like, come on, I will go in the girls' bathroom. I'll get toilet paper and paper towels, because he asked for paper towels, which was weird. I mean,
yeah.
Who can do that?
I mean, who can wipe their
bum on a paper towel? No, but anyways, he's a man's man, so maybe he could.
Whatever.
Maybe he could. So I wasn't going to judge. So, and Jeff's like, no. He was like, you do it, SJ. Just knock on the door and go in. And I'm like, all right. He goes, no, I'll go with you. I'm like, okay. So I go in there and I grab paper towels and some toilet paper because, again, you
don't wipe your butt with,
when I walk out of the bathroom, Scott's standing there and blood is running down his hand. So what had happened was he went to the restroom, he pee-peed, and he washed his hands. And when he went to get a paper towel, those automatic paper towel things, right? There was no paper towels coming out. So he stuck his little fingers up in there, and the thing came on, and it sliced him.
Oh, shit.
It sliced him. He bled everywhere. I had to leave Ricky Skaggs 2 times to go get more paper towels to wrap his hand up. It was bleeding so bad.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, I know. I thought he had a poopy incident. And he had sliced his finger open in that paper towel thing. I mean, it came on and just wheeled his finger back.
Okay, well, I'm not grabbing. I'm going to be
so don't do that.
Yeah, I didn't know it would do that.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't either.
I feel like that's a really big safety hazard. How many kids stick their hands in that?
They don't have paper towel holders like that at school. Like
no,
we
usually
have
it's the blowers.
We have those Dyson blowers.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I mean, I could talk forever with all the stuff that's been going on. We had our friend's Christmas party. We had so much fun. We played it was a card game, and it was not called this, but it was Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
It was not called that, but that's what it was.
But
Never Have I Ever. And ladies, if you're listening to this, and I want you to know that some of the Never Have I Evers shook me.
They shook me.
I am shook. And when I woke up the next morning, I judged you. To my best friends in the world, I judged you.
You were judged.
Actually, that's not true. That's not true at all. Yeah. We had the best time.
That's
and
awesome.
I did. I woke up the next morning and actually felt like hell and was like,
that's a good time.
I was like, oh, I'm going to vomit. No, I'm not. Maybe.
Maybe. See, when you're at that point, it's easier just to vomit and get it over with.
Well, I feel like I was set straight about 1. About 1 o'clock that day. That's cool. I was a lot better. But we had the best. I mean, the best time. Us girls all sitting there. There was probably 9 of us. We were sitting in a circle, And you're talking about like the best group of girlfriends. The best group, and the age ranges between us, and we're just so close. We had the best time. I love them so much. God, I love them. I just love them.
I love them.
I just love them so much.
Yeah.
But you weren't there. You were supposed to be.
I'm sorry.
There's supposed to be 10 of us, but not you.
I understand. We had plans I was not aware of when you text me. Clint's like, we can't go. He's like, we got plans. I was like, oh, okay. Sorry.
I guarantee your plans were not as fun as my plans. We had the best time.
My plans were pretty fun, but
I don't think so. Well, tell us what they were, Lisa.
Huh?
Tell us what they were.
Well, we just went out to dinner and just had a good time.
Nope.
Yep.
Don't count.
It was good. It was a good time. But so the second thing I wanted to ask you about, have you seen on the news? I've just read a couple clips of it or a couple articles of it on like Facebook and like news channels, how they release their articles.
Mm-hmm.
But in Bennington, Nebraska, have you read that one?
No.
So there's been several automobile accidents as people are driving on this same stretch of highway. So what happens is these people are driving and they hit something in the road. Like they can't swerve, they can't miss it. They end up hitting it and wrecking, getting out of their car, looking at the damage. As soon as they get out of the car, there is a gentleman that they notice is parked down the road. And the gentleman is the first on scene. And he's like, are you okay? This has happened 3 or 4 times.
Recently?
Is
this your story that you're going into?
No, this is not the story. This is just something I find very intriguing.
Okay, go ahead. What happens afterwards? Because
very intriguing because they're now investigating this because it's happened 3 or 4 times with this same person. They're thinking he is setting stuff in the middle of the road, causing the accident. And here's where my mind goes, and it's because I have a true crime podcast. Is He's looking for a victim.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Looking for someone.
He's trying to get brave.
He's trying. He keeps chickening out.
He's trying to get brave, and
he's
will eventually
looking to
get
abduct
brave.
somebody. So somebody, hello Nebraska, you need to be patrolling. You
Yeah.
need to watch for this guy because this guy is dangerous.
Can we talk about something too while you said that? Somebody had mentioned to me, it was actually a police officer one time. He said, imagine, and we're always like, carry, you make sure you carry, you do your God-given right as an American citizen,
Yes.
and you conceal carry.
Conceal carry. Pew pew.
But this cop told me this. How long would it take you to get it if it's in your purse or even on your side if somebody comes up to you and attack? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not always, even if you can get to it. But what do you do when you can't get to it? I really think that
I just run them over.
Well, I
seriously,
think that
I mean, I just
in your hand a mace, a pepper spray, and they have those keys now. Have you seen those girls? They do those keychains and stuff that look, and it's like a knife.
Yeah.
I mean, you shiv somebody a couple times.
Is it shiv or shank?
Do you make a shiv and you shank somebody, or do you make a shank and you shiv somebody?
That's a good question. I'm not really up to date on my
shanks or just some shank shivs.
I'm not completely up on my prison lingo, so I'm not sure.
You know exactly what I'm talking
about. But I know what you're talking about.
Because if you get out of your car and you have that in your hand, not threatening, not a threatening way, but something that you have in your hand, concealed in your hand.
Well, I'll tell you what I used to use when I was in college because I would do night classes a lot. I had and I got it off Wally. But he had a keychain that he made out of a spike antler that I put on my keychain. So anytime I'd walk to my car, I'd hold my keys in my hand and put that antler in between my fingers. That way if anybody come up, so it was pretty inconspicuous, but I could still use it to protect myself.
I'm just thinking like I'm totally down with the, conceal carry. Mm-hmm. Listen, people who conceal carry are not the ones that you have to be scared of.
You don't have to worry about them.
They're the ones that you want on your side.
They're the ones that's going to whip that bad boy out and shoot at MF.
But we have to think about as women that it's not always a feasible option that we would even be able to overpower somebody to get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when something like that happens, you break down. I just broke down not too long ago, right outside the courthouse. And here come 2 of my girlfriends, and they come over and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, my battery's dead. I'm waiting for Scott. But I'm not scared of my hometown because everybody that stops, I know them.
Yeah.
You have people, calling, hey, Sam, you okay? What are you doing? Your hood's up, all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Scooter's on his way. just go on or whatever.
But if you're somewhere where you're not familiar.
But if somebody, stops and gets out, you see, bad people don't look like bad people.
No, they don't.
They don't look like bad people.
We've said it time and time again. They're very good at being manipulative.
Yes, they are. And they don't always look, they don't look scary. And, and that's what you need to be very aware of. So a mace in your hand, a pepper spray, something in between your fingers, something like that.
Do you see the spider?
Oh, I do. Look here. There's a spider.
It's like.
There is a spider in a web right here going. Here, I'll move it.
Well, don't give it to me.
No, I'm not going to give
it that way.
Are you scared of them?
No, not like I used to be.
I'm not scared of them.
I used to be really terrified.
All right, you better tell your story. We're just going to sit here and
chit chat all night. But this story is super short, so we had to have some banter. So I figured it was a good time to just roll with it.
Can you pause it for a second? Let me go potty.
Absolutely.
That wine is getting to me.
So this story I have today is a local one. It's a short one again, but I was kind of researching, trying to find some news stories, some that we hadn't heard about, and I just kind of stumbled on this one. So I wasn't looking for the story. This is one I just found.
Well, I will say that Travis just said on this, he messaged me. He was like, absolutely, go forth. He rents it. It's not mine to post the picture. Now I'm afraid we'll get sued. Like, if we post under the house is haunted and people won't rent it because it's haunted, and he's like, they ruined it.
Listen,
so I'm not posting that picture.
Listen, there's a lot of people that like to go and see haunted stuff, so it could really, it could really.
Just know that it looks like a castle on one side of it, and that's all I'm going to say.
I'll hand draw a picture.
Draw a picture
like you did on the cryptid episode where you drew the boulder.
I thought that was good.
That was really good.
All right, continue.
Okay, so it's Christmas Eve. Hold on. This thing is...
Yeah, hold on. I've got to fix this. My whole thing back here just ruined.
I got to get a new jack for our headsets because it keeps going in and out.
Okay, continue.
Okay, continue. I'll cut that. Or not. Or not. Or not. We're real. We're live. We're raw. Go. Christmas Eve of 1881. So we're going back just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
Just a little bit.
203 years to be exact. Go ahead.
Emma Carrico.
No. Did you say 18 what?
1881.
I said 220 years. Is that right?
I don't know. I don't math in my head. You know this.
No. It's not. I was wrong. Continue. I was big wrong.
She was like, I was big wrong. So Christmas Eve of 1881, Emma Carrico. Now, Thomas was her stepfather's name, so she was also known by Thomas, Emma Thomas.
I know some Carricos in Wayne.
I do too.
Huh.
So she was 14 at the time. She was sent over to her neighbor's home to have a sleepover with her two friends, Fanny, who was 14, and Robbie, who was 17, and their last name was Gibbons. Now, the Gibbons family lived in Geigerville, which is actually now known as Rush, Kentucky. And this was actually located near Ashland, Kentucky. Okay?
Yep.
John and Martha had encountered a really rocky patch in their marriage. Now, this is John and Martha Gibbons. This is Fanny and Robbie's mother and father. They had encountered a rocky patch in their marriage. And John had recently just up and abandoned the family a few weeks prior to this. On this Christmas Eve night, Martha had actually traveled to Ironton, Ohio by herself with her younger, well, she had a younger kid. She wasn't like by herself, but she had her smaller kid with her to visit her other daughter who lived in Ironton. And she left the three teens at home by themselves, which was not
Ironton.
Which, I mean, it wasn't uncommon.
There is a barbecue place in Ironton. It is delicious.
I was just in Ironton today.
It's so good.
It was just there. Now, they had lived next to neighbors, so they were surprised to find out, or let's see, that, so anyways, let me go back. Sorry, I got mixed up here. So she goes to Ironton, Ohio. She's going to visit her daughter. Okay, a fire breaks out, right? Now, they lived in a rural area, but they're not like next door to each other. You know, like you can look down, you can see the other house and stuff.
Sure.
So this fire breaks out. Nobody had heard anything prior to someone noticing the fire and, you know, coming and rushing to to try and help. Now, heroic neighbors rushed into the home and pulled the 3 teens from the flaming home.
Nice.
Unfortunately.
Oh, God.
It was too late for them.
Oh, God.
What
Alisa.
they did not notice.
I thought you led me to believe just now that they made it.
What
when
they
you
didn't
said they
notice.
pulled them.
They did. They pulled them from the fire.
I thought, I was like, nice.
And they probably would have been okay, but they didn't notice at the time during all of the adrenaline that their heads were bashed in. All 3 children were buried in the same grave using 3.
No.
What?
No, go back.
What?
You just said it wrong again. But
all 3 children were buried
Thank you.
in the same grave using 3 different coffins. Now, Mr. Gibbons had still not shown his face even after the tragic accident of his 2 kids. He never come around. He hadn't been heard of since the murders, but he had been spotted in Ashland 2 weeks prior to the fire, and he had actually come back home to stay. But Mrs. Gibbons left the residence while he was there and left the kids there. And while the kids were there with John, he had professed his love for the kids and her. So there's a really bad home life. He's drunk. He's got a lot of mental issues. He come back and she was like, I'm not staying here with you. I'm out. If you're here, I'm gone. And, he's telling the kids like, I love your mama, all this. With Gibbons absent through most of this investigation, this obviously were red flags. They're like, well, okay, well, he definitely, like, he's not coming around. He's not, asking questions about his kids. He's a great suspect.
Right.
Authorities tried to examine the burnt home to the best of their ability and even went as far as to exhume the body of Robbie to further study his head wound. Miss Gibbons laid blame on her husband, John, the entire time, stating at one point he had even tried to get her to commit to having a joint suicide with him, which she refused. When she declined and said she could not leave her children in this cold, cruel world, John ended up running around the house with a knife in his hand, like just crazy psycho. Now, John did have a rough past. He had been contracted to build a jail, but stole the money and fled to Missouri, where he sent for Martha. And he had also been in the Army, and he was really known for telling these big tales about combat. But honestly, he had been able to avoid any conflict at all. So he was able to avoid the conflict, stay hidden. But eventually they left Missouri and then they come to Ashland, and where they settled. Now, authorities were able to determine that Emma and Fanny had not been sexually assaulted, which strengthened the case against Mr. Gibbons, because they were thinking, well, if they weren't sexually assaulted, it's probably an outside person. And we're not saying that fathers don't do that to the daughters, but they just thought it was very highly unlikely back in 1881.
They didn't see things like that.
They did not see. That was just unheard of.
Right. And even, well, it wasn't that it was unheard of, it was unlistened to.
Well, and even if you did cry rape, the female was the one that was punished anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Oh, really?
Oh, my gosh. Back then, like, being unfaithful, oh, yeah. So he couldn't have known that his wife wasn't home that night of the fire, but he was the only one who knew where the crowbar and an oil can to set the fire would have been. Some believed he had intended to break in, kill his family, and flee, but he was surprised when he broke in and realized after the attack that Emma was not his wife. His wife was gone. She was there. He didn't realize that it was not his wife. It was Emma. It was this 14-year-old little girl.
So he thought that he was killing his wife. But
hypothetically.
Hypothetically. And ended up accidentally, hypothetically, allegedly killing his daughter.
Yes, okay. But now I did use a couple different sources for the story, and there are some conflicting stories here. Another source, murderbygaslight.com, had stated that the two girls had in fact been raped, and that Fanny's skull had been bashed in, and that Emma had actually been strangled. Robbie had heard this commotion and tried to flee the home for help, but was then bashed in the back of the head with what they believe was a hatchet. Their clothes had been soaked with lamp oil and were partially burned. So that is very likely because they're trying to cover up the assault. Mm-hmm. It would turn out that John would later come back to Ashland and give proof that he was not in the area during the night of the murders. Detective Heflin had never believed that Gibbons had murdered these kids, and he was on a different trail. By January 2nd, now keep in mind this happened Christmas Eve night. Mm-hmm. By January 2nd, he had arrested 3 men, William Neal, Ellis Craft, and George Ellis. George had said right off the bat that he was at home, but the other 2 men were responsible for this. Mm-hmm. He stated that he had heard William and Ellis bragging that they would, quote, intimately know the 2 girls by Christmas night. The 2 men had woke George late that night, got him out of bed, and they went to the Gibbons home where they entered through a window. Now, George stated that he watched as Kraft raped Fanny and Neal proceeded to do the same to Emma. And that is when Emma cried out, "Oh, Will, I know who you are, and I'm going to tell my mother." When she shouted that, it woke Robert Gibbons up, and that's why he woke up and went to see what the commotion was. And when he realized what was going on, he tried to flee for help, and they hit him in the head with a hatchet. Now, Ellis recalled that their cries were awful and that he had not been able to sleep since the murders.
Good.
By 2 p.m. Friday, February 4th, after a month-long trial, the jury was left to deliberate. It would be 40 minutes later that the jury would find the 2 men, Neal and Kraft, no, I'm just kidding.
I was getting ready to throw something.
They found them guilty with a sentence to hang. George Ellis was charged separately and sentenced to life in prison, even though he admitted to helping both of these men hold these little girls down.
Yeah,
I'd have hung him
why
too.
Wouldn't he? Why didn't he?
I'd have hung him too. Now, this did not sit well with the town of Ashland.
Nice, Ashland.
About 40 masked men broke into the jail cell, tied a noose around Ellis's neck, and pulled him from the window. They took him to a brickyard near the site of the murders, and they hung him from a tree.
Vigilante justice.
Ellis Craft was hung in Grayson, Kentucky, October 12th of 1883, and cried his innocence until the very end. William Neal was also hung in Grayson, Kentucky on March 27th of 1885, and he also professed his innocence to the very end.
How do you feel about that, the vigilante justice?
I think it's amazing.
I said that. I said vigilante justice, but these, I mean, did they have hard evidence? Did they have, they said that they
so the evidence,
it? Like, what if,
yes.
What if, Alisa, what if they didn't do it?
I don't know. So here's what I think. They weren't able to get much evidence because the house had burned. Mm-hmm. And I think they were really going, and when I'm reading the case, I pulled a lot of this information. It was a great little blog called KentuckyCopStories.wordpress.
Yeah.
And it tells the story, and it goes a lot more in depth to this.
Yeah.
It goes a lot more in depth into this, and it did talk about how there were other witnesses, about 30, that had overheard these particular men talking about, oh, I'm going to get a piece of that, and, just really, and talking about there was also another female that was mentioned that they had heard the one man say that, he wanted to and so they had a lot of witnesses that I guess these were 3 just really not good characters.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it's great that he kind of.
So that was in Ashland?
That was
Ironton?
in Ashland. Ashland, okay. Ironton, Rush, Kentucky. Prior, it was known as Geigerville. Rush. I don't know.
Really?
Kind of like Wayne. Yeah, kind of like Wayne.
Trouts
we were
Hill.
Trouts Hill, and now we're Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
So it was originally Geigerville.
I kind of wish we were still Trouts Hill.
I like Trouts Hill.
I have no problem with that.
I don't either.
Mm-mm. Like Wayne is that, it's caused that bad Anthony Wayne.
That's dumb.
And there's all kinds of Waynes around here. But I didn't have a problem with Trouts Hill.
Trouts Hill. I feel like it's a little bit more original.
Yeah.
But that was our short story for today. I just happened to stumble up. There wasn't a whole lot to it, but.
Well, today was a lot. Well, I mean, I gave a little story, too.
You did.
We ain't posting that house. We ain't doing it.
I'll hand draw it for y'all. I'm real artistic.
Yeah. Real artistic.
Yeah. My Pictionary drawings.
I ain't getting sued.
Allegedly.
Nobody wants to rent that house. It ain't happening.
Ain't happening?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Maybe I'll post it.
Negative.
I'll post it.
No.
Why?
Because I have little to nothing right now. I don't want to.
What if I just posted the address and people?
No, yeah, do that, please. Yeah, just do the address. Yeah, that'll make it better. Actually, I think that would be worse.
That'd be worse. Here's the address. Go knock on the door and see if you can see a ghostie.
Yeah. All right. Send us off, Alisa. I've got to go make dinner.
Send us off. All right, guys. So that's your story today. Be sure to follow us on Watch for Deer Podcast on Facebook and Instagram.
And share us with your friends. We have a lot of people who listen every week.
Yes.
But the stories that we get and stuff, and I know that if you've sent us a story and we've not gotten to it, send us another one because we do get backed up.
We do get backed up.
So if you have sent us a story and we've not, replied to it or
remind us.
Just remind us. We forget. We get a lot of stuff.
We do. Well, we work full time. I'm full time with the kids, and I do a lot of the research and stuff. So just remind me. Remind me you sent a story or sent something, and be like, hey, I'd really, 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 just let me know because we're always down for suggestions.
Hey, what do you think of those New Jersey drones?
I've not seen anything. I mean, I've heard about all the drones, but I don't understand. I think it's a distraction.
I mean, I think most everything is a distraction, but I know why they're in New Jersey and not in West Virginia.
Why?
Pew, 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 pew. You don't think, Alisa, if something flew over my head in this yard out here that I wouldn't grab my...
That's very true.
I almost said sawed-off shotgun again, and I don't understand why I keep saying that because Scott, I don't have one.
Sammy really wants a sawed-off shotgun for Christmas.
No, I don't. That's illegal. First of all, that's illegal to have. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's a pump action. Either. It's a pump action, but don't think that I would not start shooting.
Yeah.
And I think that I've seen on Facebook other people are like, pew, pew, New Jersey, pew, pew.
Pew, pew.
Yeah.
Just shoot them out of the air.
Yeah. But that one looked like it was dropping like some kind of, and I'm not just saying this, like it looked like something was streaming out of it like a mist, like a liquid.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a drone.
Biological warfare.
And the government's saying that they don't know. And
the government knows. They know all.
They know it.
Bullshit.
But the government's saying, but we think drone, this tiny little thing, right? Like we think it's no bigger than that little coffee table. No, these things are as big as a bus, they said. Like they're as big as like an SUV.
That's not a freaking drone. That's a UFO.
I don't know what it is.
Unidentified flying object.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I have seen a couple of videos on TikTok, but I've not went down that rabbit hole yet.
Don't go down it.
I don't think I want to go down the rabbit hole.
And one more thing, recap. What do you think about that Luigi guy killing that Brian Thompson?
Oh, are you talking about the United Healthcare CEO?
And the guy and the people, the response really from, I don't want to say 100% of everybody, but a lot of people are like, oh, Luigi didn't do it. He was with me, And so how do you feel about that? And we got to recap this really, really super fast. How do you feel about it, listeners? How do you feel about it?
I feel like the healthcare industry is so money hungry. It's not about treating.
The healthcare industry is wicked. I will say that.
It is the devil itself.
It is.
Because you cannot tell me there's not a cure out there for cancer. These people make more money treating these diseases than they do curing them.
Yes.
All it is money.
And you have someone in an insurance office that can deny you whatever. The doctor can say you need something, and they can deny you and will deny you for several times.
Yes.
So a lot of people are putting on there, and I can see this.
Yes.
I can see where they're coming from. Yep. I do not agree with it.
No.
So let me say that. But they said, a lot of people are asking, what is the difference between what he did, what that Luigi guy did? What is the difference between what
the CEO's doing
than what the company's doing? Because they're legally killing people. They're legally killing people.
Denying care.
I understand that. I understand that, what they're saying. I understand their point of view because they're denying care. However, what he did I believe is absolutely wrong.
It is wrong.
It is
absolutely
wrong. If you want to change the system, if you want to change the system, you have got to get a hold of the people who are in charge of the system. You have to start emailing your legislators, your senators, all of these people who, I mean, essentially, in my opinion, and again, allegedly, could be wrong, I don't know, but maybe have a hand in the pocket. And they're like, oh, well, maybe I'm going to make some money off of this.
Well, here's the thing. These doctors go to school, and then you've got an insurance agent
that can tell you
that can tell the doctor, no, we're not doing this.
Right. So you
tell
have
me
to
who
change.
has that medical degree.
The system has to be changed.
It does.
Walking up and killing one man in cold-blooded murder is not going to do anything, and that is exactly what that was.
Yep.
And that's what that was. It was wrong. It was just wrong, and people are, I mean, cheering him on and all this stuff. And honestly, I'm disgusted by it.
It is disgusting. It's disgusting that he felt that he had no other option. That's what really sucks.
I don't think that he felt that he had no other option. I think that this man had some issues. I think he had some mental issues.
He could have.
And it's a vigilante type,
Maybe.
thing. I'm Jean. I really am disgusted by it. And I'm disgusted by some of the ways that people are like, oh my gosh, woo, he's good looking and all that. Are you friggin' serious? First of all,
that's like a what's his name?
Serious? That Wade Wilson.
Wade Wilson. That's who I was thinking of. I mean, everybody's
seriously,
like,
he walked up, he killed this man, shot him in the back of the leg, shot him in the back.
I seen that video.
He killed this man. Not saying that this man has not done wicked things or whatever.
Yeah.
But
it's not for us to judge. The good Lord's the one that can judge.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you can't do that. If you go around killing everybody that has done wrong or done,
there wouldn't be nobody left.
You've got to change the system from the inside.
Yep.
And if you're not emailing and calling and going to your Capitol and all this stuff, then hey, you sitting on Facebook and TikTok and just sitting there bitching,
being a keyboard warrior, it doesn't do anything.
Warrior, it's not going to do anything. You've got to get out and be proactive. So sit behind your keyboard. Do all your dumb stuff. Yep. Get out there and be proactive. Yep. Send those emails.
Things do need to change for sure.
They absolutely need to change. They need to change. The healthcare system is broken.
It's awful.
But what he's done, it's just as broken.
It is sad. So email us at watchfordearpodcast@gmail.com. And if you enjoy our show, rate us and share us with friends, family, and your coworkers. Y'all be safe.
And watch for deer.